What's up, JW here? Today we had the weekend review setup of Day 1 Monday Night Raw. Oh my god, this show is insane. The Rock returns to WWE and Monday Night Raw. But before we get into that, let's get into the rest of the show. But oh my god, The Rock is back. Okay, so they started the show off with Becky Lynch versus Nia Jax. Nia Jax beat Becky Lynch. Was not expecting that, but that was what started out the match. It would start out the show, and that was, in my opinion, boring. Then after that was The Miz, R-Truth versus Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough, and Miz and R-Truth ended up picking up the victory. Mid-match, R-Truth was like, "No, I'm in the Judgment Day. I'm in the Judgment Day," and JD McDonough's like, "All right, then punch The Miz." And he goes to punch Miz, and Miz ducks, and he knocked out JD McDonough. Miz hits Skull Crusher finale. 1, 2, 3. They picked up the victory. Okay, but not my favorite. But R-Truth is funny, but I still think he should join the Judgment Day because it would just be funny to see him actually in the Judgment Day and doing his own thing. But Kofi Kingston and Jey Uso took on Ludo Kaiser and Gianna Vinci. Mid-match, they were like, Jey Uso and Kofi Kingston were kicking their butts. So Gianna Vinci, I think I'm pronouncing his name right, Gianni Da Vinci, jumps off the top rope, and Kofi Kingston did like a drop kick to his face, and he like hit him really hard, and then he fell on his head, and they stopped the match. They just completely stopped it. Kofi and Jey Uso won, and like doctors came out, but it was like a real medical like problem with Gianni Da Vinci, like it wasn't like a work or anything, like something was wrong with him, and reports like Michael Cole and Wade Barrett said that something happened in the match and that they had to stop it because of medical injury. People that were there who were like posting online saying that he walked it off, but I'm wondering like maybe concussion, maybe broke his jaw or something. But that was weird. It was really weird. I was so confused watching. I'm like, what just happened? But it wasn't too. I'm like, what happened of the match wasn't bad. And Jey Uso, Kofi Kingston picked up the victory. Cody Rhodes came out and had a promo saying how he's done with Shinsuke. He doesn't need to deal with him anymore. And he goes, "I want to end it right here, right now, here at Day 1, right." And Shinsuke, obviously, has movies like clip things that he does, promos, comes on and goes, "Cody, if I'll decide when we fight." And he says, "We'll fight next week." But he goes, "Cody, I want you to think about what you're doing because I don't want to destroy the American Nightmare's dream." Yeah, and he goes, "And once I beat you, I'll go into the Royal Rumble and win and finish your story." I'm like, dang, that's tough. Just telling Cody he's gonna finish his own story, ripping on his dad. Oof. But that's next week, confirmed next week for Monday Night Raw. Cody Rhodes versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Get that out of the way for Cody. But that was Cody's promo. Then Rhea Ripley defended her title against, I forget her name. It was a girl with the Creed brothers. She dominated the whole match. Ended up picking up the victory. It was a pretty short match, pretty boring. This part was not boring. So Triple H posted on Twitter earlier today saying that a former WWE champion was going to return. And they're like, "All right, introducing the former WWE champion." And then Jinder Mahal's music hits. I'm like, no way. They're messing with us. There's going to be somebody that interrupts him. He's talking about how America is a terrible place, how it's falling apart and everything. And then The Rock's music hits. I called it. I'm like, it was freaking obvious. I'm like, it's going to be The Rock. Because they're going to be setting up stuff for Rock. Because it was almost like confirmed a while ago The Rock was going to be part of an Elimination Chamber. Because it's going to be the first pay-per-view for WWE ever in Australia. It's going to be huge, like 70,000 people. It's going to be insane. So, I kind of was expecting The Rock to eventually show up because to build that up. And he starts just ripping Jinder Mahal to shreds in the promo. Talking about him, calling him a jabroni, telling him to shut his ass up, and he's a bitch, all this stuff going off on him. And then Jinder Mahal attacks The Rock. Rock fights back, spine busters him, and the people's elbow, and the Jinder Mahal rolls up. Then The Rock says, he goes, "One more thing, everybody, because Rock's hungry. He's gonna go to eat. I gotta eat." And he goes, "Should I sit at a booth, or should I sit at the bar, or should The Rock sit at the head of the table?" I literally said, "Or should The Rock sit at the head of the table?" before it even came out of his mouth. I just saw it coming. I'm like, okay, The Rock than Roman's going to happen. For the people that think Rock and Roman are going to happen at Mania, sorry for you, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber is like almost the same amount of people that are going to be at night one and at WrestleMania. So it's like the same amount of attendance, and it's going to be the biggest show for Elimination Chamber, and it's the biggest show ever in Australia. It's the first ever pay-per-view. It's insanely huge. It's in the size of the WrestleMania stadium they're going to be in, so it's why not? And then so you can also have Seth Rollins and Punk, and then Cody and Roman at WrestleMania. It's going to be Elimination Chamber, Rock and Roman. It's going to be freaking awesome. I can't believe The Rock is back in WWE. And then the main event was Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. This match was a banger, going back and forth and everything. Rollins and McIntyre are out cold on the ground, and Damian Priest's music hits. He comes out of the Money in the Bank, hits Rollins in the head with the Money in the Bank. I'm like, oh my God, it's actually going to happen, finally, for once. Goes up to the ref, he goes, I'm cashing in. McIntyre claymores him. I'm like, oh my God, McIntyre's going to win. 1, 2, 3, technically. So stupid. The Rollins title reign's getting a little boring now because he does. I'm like, the Roman title reign's boring, but Rollins is like, seriously, give it to McIntyre or Damian Priest. Like, Damian Priest consistently failing at Money in the Bank is kind of boring. His foot was on the rope barely. Like, McIntyre, like, pinned him, like, too far, so his foot went over McIntyre's head and everything. It was so weird. So it was a 1-2 count. It was not a 3 count. And then, of course, McIntyre brings him out of the ring, goes to do something on the announcer's desk. Rollins reverses it, pedigrees him on the announcer's desk, brings him in, curve stop, and Rollins retains. If you're subscribed to this YouTube channel, you know I can't stand Roman Reigns. I hate his title reign. Seth Rollins' title reign is getting boring. See, long title reigns aren't boring. Like, Gunther's is amazing, but Rollins is getting boring. This is the same thing. It's either Damian Priest failing to cash in and he's retained, or he's beating Drew McIntyre. Give it to Drew McIntyre, or let Damian Priest successfully cash in. Like, seriously. Enough of this. We've had this a million times now. I want something different. We gotta have something different than just Rollins fighting McIntyre, or Rollins successfully not letting Damian Priest cash in. It's gotta change it. It's getting a little boring. But this show was pretty dang good. The Rock freaking returned and called out Roman Reigns. Absolutely insane. Could not believe it actually happened. Still surreal. But overall, this show is absolutely insane. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 because there was still some boring stuff in it. So actually, because The Rock, I'm gonna give it 4.5 out of 5. Day 1, Monday Night Raw, 4.5 out of 5. This show was crazy. Not expecting The Rock. Well, once I found out about the return of a WWE champion, I knew it was The Rock. So kind of was expecting it. This is JRW. Make sure to like, subscribe, stay tuned for more wrestling figure content, and stay tuned for all the reviews of these figures in my Christmas haul. And I'll see you guys in the next one.